Hello and welcome to another installment of Liberty Nation's Swamponomics videocast. I'm Andrew Moran, Allen's economics correspondent. Each week, I dive into the morass of top economic news stories and fish out compelling narratives, or I retrieve fallacies that have been accepted as conventional wisdom by the swamp creatures for years. This week, Paul Krugman thinks too much choice is hurting the United States of America. The Keynesian economist It Girl recently published a column in the New York Times titled, "Too Much Choice is Hurting America." The premise of the piece is the same socialist hogwash that Senator Bernie Sanders has grieved about for years. There should not be multiple options for various goods and services, like deodorant. Krugman asserts that people do not possess the time or capacity to perform due diligence on every aspect of their lives, since they have children, jobs, and lives to live. He writes, quote, "And in the real world, too much choice can be a big problem. I'd suggest that an excess of choice is taking a psychological toll on many Americans, even when they don't end up experiencing disaster." But this doesn't make any sense, since an abundance of options and choices leads to greater flexibility. Even if too many options were a problem in society today, the market would come up with a reasonable solution. And we have quite a few examples. So for instance, Real Good is a streaming service that bundles all the content from your streaming services, plus other free films and television shows from across the internet into one single user interface. So there's that. But is there something hiding underneath the surface in his blog post? Toward the end of his column, Krugman urges readers to be skeptical when, quote, "politicians try to sell a new policy, typically deregulation, claiming that it will increase choice." Ostensibly, he is slamming deregulation and market competition. According to the mind of Paul Krugman, an ideal economy is less choice, more government control, and everyone bowing down to the wisdom of the Krugster. Robert Wenzel, editor and publisher of the Economic Policy Journal, got it right when he said this is Krugman's worst column he has ever written. And that is a pretty hefty feat to accomplish because he has penned some doozies over the years. Here are just some of the genius that Krugman has put to his word processor over the years. Sending people back to work will create more unemployment. Sound money and deflation were the causes for the rise of Adolf Hitler and Nazism. President Joe Biden will, get this, be the first modern US president trying to govern in the face of an opposition that refuses to accept his legitimacy. Yes, we know. And here's one of my personal favorites. A Democrat in the White House? Deficits do not matter. A Republican in the Oval Office? Deficits matter again. A Democrat returns to power? Deficits do not matter again. With all this talk of mental health during the coronavirus pandemic, it is better for your state of mind to take Krugman's opinions with a grain of salt or a shot of Pepto-Bismol. He is further proof that you can win a Nobel Prize, but still fall short of the Norwegian Committee's intent of rewarding those who have provided the greatest benefit to mankind. As legendary author Victor Hugo wrote, quote, "There is no hypocrisy so great as the words which we say to ourselves." Krugman is someone who writes for an audience of one, himself. He is a Keynesian, but his economic modeling emanates from Alice in Wonderland, believing as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. That's it for me this week. Please read my full Swamponomics column where I discuss the February jobs report, Bitcoin, and Jerome Powell's pivot on inflation. Thank you.
Who are we? We are Americans that believe in liberty. We are a project of the nonprofit One Generation Away. We are patriots who apply the founding principles to the issues of today.
And they keep moving the goalposts on us.
We are educators and commentators who love America and the Constitution. Who are we? We are Liberty Nation.